This is a brief introduction to the GRYPHON waste bin hauler. This has three 12-volt deep cycle batteries. It's a 36-volt system. It is powered by a 35 amp DC motor, and that drives a Husqvarna transaxle, complete with differential. There is a controller under the lid that allows us to control the speed, the ramp up speed, and the deacceleration. This is equipped with the auxiliary hydraulic handbrake. The speed is controlled by a motorcycle style twist grip throttle. When this is received, the first thing that one should do is charge the batteries, even though it will come with charge. This is the charger. This charger also has a digital display which tells you what the voltage is at the time of charge. So what we'll do is we will install this, we will plug this in to the machine. It is proper to plug this into the machine first, and this is a polarized connection, which means it can only go in the charger port one way. Sometimes there will be a spark when you first put that in. Now if I put that there, it should be able to be seen, and I will plug this in. So there we have our battery voltage while it's on charge. We have 42 volts rising 43 volts. So that will continue to go up until it levels off, and then the batteries will eventually receive their full charge. When the batteries have received full charge, one of these LEDs, these lights, will turn green. Then you know you have full charge. What I will do now is unplug this, and again, you want to unplug it from the hydro first, and then unplug it from the GRYPHON. You do it this way because if there's a fault anywhere and the hydro is still plugged in, you might get a shock at the low voltage end of everything, but that won't happen, will it? Now, once you've unplugged this, you need to put the cap back on to protect those contacts. To get the machine running, you turn the key on. Now, the key is removable in the off position, and there's also a spare key with this unit. So we turn the machine on, and here you can see the display which tells you what the voltage is now at the batteries. This of course also tells you that you've turned the machine on. At the handlebar you have 1, 2, 3 controls, plus a hydraulic brake. This emergency stop will also stop the machine just by pushing it in. That needs to be out in the run position to allow you to move this. Now here is a black toggle switch. I'm afraid it's unfortunate, but you can't really see that in the camera. But when you depress it at the top, you're going forward as indicated here, and you press it at the bottom, you are now able to go in reverse. There is a middle position of that switch, but that becomes an off position because we don't use that. But in the middle is off. So if you flip it one click and nothing happens, it's probably in the middle and it needs to go either or the other directions to make it work. So we're going to go forward, and as you move the throttle, you can move the machine very slowly, which is good because it's easier to attach to the bin. And then the speed will ramp up and drag me away with it. So we'll come back into the camera view, and I will turn this around. You notice here that the differential action we have with the axle. Now, I'm not sure if we can see the front. Let me just check. That's good. Alright, now the drawbar is on a pin supported by two bearings, and that will rotate 90 degrees in either direction. The spring brings it back to the middle. For this to function properly, you need this component of the drawbar to be level, which then means you'll be up about that position. When it's level, this may or may not be at the correct height. When I deliver this, you'll probably find it's at the wrong height. But if you move this up to the bin hitch and keep this fairly level, you will see fairly quickly whether or not this needs to go up or down. And to change the height of this component, you need to remove one of these nuts. There's one either side. So you remove the nut, and then you can adjust the height of this by pulling this pin out and lowering it or raising it to that point there. Right now it's pretty well in the middle. But once you've adjusted that to the correct height, then you can put the pin back in, replace the nut, and just try it, and if it works fine, tighten these up so you don't fall off and disappear in the drain. Once you've established the height of this and you're happy with it, then you need to remove this safety clip, which has a spring-loaded ring on it, and you don't want that to slam onto your fingers. It hurts. You drive this into the bin slowly. You allow the hitch to come between those two cheeks, and you lift this up so the pin is now through the hole that's in the hitch. And once you've done that, hold the handle down and put some weight on the handle to keep that in position. Put this back in again and lock it in place. So now you can drag the bin anywhere you like. As I say, we have 3 batteries inside that will be maintained by your charger. We have a warning label here that gives you a couple of do's and a couple of don'ts for your safety and the safety of others. The tires are 16 inches in diameter on 8-inch rims. They are a snow hog aggressive grip pattern. They are inflated to somewhere around 14 pounds. So when they go soft and you want to inflate them, take them up to about 14 pounds. Or 15, neither here nor there. Maintenance-wise, there's very little an operator can do. Keep it clean, which is better for us who maintain this. Bearing in mind it has a year warranty. The biggest complaint, well not complaint, but the usual call for help is because the machine doesn't work. Under this lid is a controller which has 2 LEDs, one's red and one's green. Those controllers, by the way, come from Waterloo, Ontario. They're wonderful. The company's called Navitas, in case you want to know. The green light and the red light will come on when you turn the key on. The red light will go off within about 3 seconds. The red light will come back on flashing if there is a fault with the system. Again, when I get called for problems with the machine, it is usually a flashing indication that tells me that the batteries are not charged. So, keep the batteries on charge. It's all right to keep that charger going all the time when the machine is idle. They are smart chargers. They will not overcharge the batteries. The batteries have fairly large capacity. The machine will do quite a number of runs for you on a daily basis. I know at this location you have 2 locations where the machine will be operated. That is why you are receiving 2 chargers. So when this is in one compactor room being charged and being used, when you go to the other room, leave that charger behind, because you can go to the other location, use the machine and do what you have to do, put it on charge with the second charger. So you don't have to keep running back and forth from one room to the other and back to where the charger lives. You can just do A, then do B, and leave it there. Don't bang the handles on doorways. You might hurt your fingers if they're on the outside. And what? There are weights on the underside of this which add to the traction. This whole machine weighs about 400 pounds. So it's not a toy, it works very well, it does its job as intended. These stops here are to disallow this rotating any further, so don't force it past that point, there's no point. I think that's it for now. Oh, there will be instructions accompanying this when it's delivered, which will basically tell you what I've just told you, perhaps in a more succinct fashion that you'll understand it better. I know the sound quality with this isn't all that great. I apologize for that. What else? That's all. There you go. We'll turn this off and see what the camera says.